Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome to part 3 of how to train for a Spartan Ultra Marathon. Before we get going on the video, I do want to make a quick comment. If you're catching this video for the first time and haven't seen part 1 or 2, I do recommend going back and checking those out. We're going to be referencing some previous workouts and plans that I had in the other videos that will make more sense in today's video. So without further ado, let's get started. So in today's video, we're going to be focusing on obstacle technique. The video is going to be structured out very similar to the previous 2 videos where we'll talk about the components and the things that make up those components. I'll give you some example workouts of how to incorporate obstacle technique into your programming, and then we'll wrap everything up on doing a step-by-step playbook on how to throw the spear. The spear is the one obstacle that everybody fears as they don't know how to do it and they just wing it and hope for the best. I have a video that shows you how I do it and how I stay consistent with all of my throws, and we'll end the video there. So let's think about the components. So when it comes to obstacle technique, there are only 2 real main things you need to think about: agility and grip strength. Agility is super important as you're jumping over walls, you're swinging through rigs, grabbing onto ring grips, nunchucks, ropes, all different types of things that do require you to have mobility, not just in your full body, but mainly your shoulders. So working on your agility ahead of time is going to be super crucial in your experience in the race. If you jump into the race without doing any type of agility work, you do run the risk of injury. When it comes to grip strength, I feel like that's one of those things that people do not focus on because it's not talked about a lot. But it is one of those things that you don't think about until you're in the moment, going from a ring to a rope to a bar, and then your grip just lets out and you are almost there at the very end, that you never want that to happen again. So let's talk about a couple things that can help you improve your agility and your grip strength. Now, the one thing that can help you the most from an agility standpoint is working on rigs. So if you have a gym that's nearby that has obstacles that you can work with, whether it's a obstacle course gym or a Ninja Warrior gym, these are great places for you to practice your grip, whether it's on a bar, rings, nunchucks, all different types of options that you can go through to help you prepare for the race. But let's say you don't have a gym that is specific to OCR or American Ninja Warrior. That's totally okay. Find a playground that's nearby, make sure that it's not during school hours, go by the monkey bars and just test out your grip. Try to hang from one hand, try to go from bar to bar. See if you're one of the people that need to match hands, where you grab with your right hand, match your left hand next to your right, or if you're the one person that can just flow going from bar to bar, skipping the double hand. This is going to make a big difference in the people that approach the rigs and are able to just flow and then keep running versus the ones that have to stop, think about it, go through the rig, hope for the best, maybe do some burpees, and then continue running. Not only does going to a gym that's specific to OCR or American Ninja Warrior help you out with agility, but that also improves your grip strength. Another thing that you can do if you don't want to go to a playground or an OCR gym is find a rock climbing gym. This is one thing I actually started doing last year. I don't do it too much this year anymore, but I did a lot of bouldering twice a week, and that really helped me not just with my grip strength, but my body awareness while I was onto specific walls. And then when you get to obstacles within a Spartan race or whatever OCR race that you're going to, those seem like a walk in the park because of all of the bouldering that you did before. Now let's talk a little bit about cross training, which I know is a big thing that could help you out with the obstacles. Think about the body weight exercises that can help here. One of the most basic exercises that you can do that will help you in obstacle course racing are pull-ups and chin-ups. You're pulling your body up above a bar using your grip strength, but also building your body weight strength to help you get over walls that you may have to jump over when it comes to race day. I also like to think of plyometrics, so my box jumps, my lunge jumps, my lateral jumps, squat jumps, all those different types of jumps help with the explosive power within the plyometrics bucket. These are going to help you when you're approaching an 8-foot wall and you need to jump right over and continue your run. And the final piece that is very specific, but we'll talk more about the end, is spear throwing technique. But before jumping into the spear, let's talk about some example workouts that you can do that are going to help you with your agility and your grip strength. So if you remember back to the part 1 video, we talked about aerobic, anaerobic, and metabolic conditioning. When we looked at metabolic conditioning, we talked about EMOMs, AMRAPs, time workouts, where it's very high intensity but short workouts. What I want to do now is look at an example workout that incorporates not just metabolic conditioning, but helps you out with the agility and the grip strength. The first example is going to be a 10-minute AMRAP that has 16 wall balls, a rope climb, and 8 box jumps. The rope climb is going to help you not just with your grip strength, but your body weight strength, the ability to control your own body weight. This is super crucial as a lot of the obstacles in the Spartan race do require you to carry yourself through or over obstacles. obstacles. Box jumps help us with our explosive power, which is extremely important, especially with all the wall jumps that you got to do throughout the race. But let's say, for example, you don't have a rope that you can climb. We can keep that same workout, but just swap out the one rope climb for 8 pull-ups. So the theme would stay the same: 10 minutes of 16 wall balls, 8 pull-ups, 8 box jumps. See how many rounds of that we can complete within 10 minutes. The pull-ups help us with our grip strength, and again, helps us with our body weight strength. Now, I know that doing body weight exercises aren't the most sexiest thing to do, but I can tell you that they're extremely crucial when it comes to this sport. I remember in part 2, I mentioned, this isn't about having the biggest muscles or having a crazy body physique. It's all about creating efficiency. So the ability to run fast and far, but be able to have just enough strength to get you through the strength obstacles and have some agility that can allow you to flow through any type of rig without breaking a sweat. But let's talk about the one that everybody hates: the spear throw. It took me over 100 throws to really figure out the technique to nailing down the spear throw, and I broke it up into 4 easy steps. The first thing to think about is grabbing the spear. Now, I like to get my hand right at the middle of the spear itself and bring it slightly back. What that does is it creates more weight to the front of the spear, which is extremely important because what you want to think about is creating an arc of the spear after you let it go. So think about an arc as it's floating into the air. You want that spear to start slightly facing down, so when it hits the target, it goes into the target. And we do that by not just grabbing the middle of the spear, but moving it slightly back from the middle, so more of the weight of the spear is in the front. The second step is around setting it up. So after I've grabbed the spear, I am right-handed. I take my left hand and I point it right at the center of the target. And that is something I don't take my eyes off of, which is my hand pointing at the middle of the target. And the third step are the 3 steps leading up to the release. So I am right-handed and I take my first step with my left hand, take 3 steps, and on that third step, I start that forward motion of my right hand while following my right leg through. So as I think of my right arm moving forward, my right leg is now kicking back on that final third step. So they're creating the opposite motion of each other. And the fourth step, which is the final piece of the spear throw, you want to take that right hand as you're releasing the spear to meet exactly where that left hand is, pointing at the target. So by the end of the throw, your right hand should be facing forward, your right leg should be pointing back, creating a straight line between the two. And one thing that works for me is I don't leave that position until the spear hits the target. Now, this does take some practice, so I'm not going to say that without doing any practice that it's going to work. I do recommend getting some reps in so you do understand the motion of following the leg through as the right hand releases. Complete opposite if you are left-handed. But again, those are the 4 steps that I use for the spear throw. So there you have it. Those are the 3 parts that I think about when it comes to training for a Spartan Ultra. We have our conditioning, where it's really about building that engine. We have our resistance, where we focus on strength and power. And then the last little piece around obstacle technique, agility, and grip strength. I hope you found these videos helpful and wish you the best of luck on your next Spartan race. If you have any questions or concerns, please leave them in the comments section below. I appreciate you watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.